Semen retention when you're young. Actually, I've been wanting to make this video for a little bit, and then yesterday I got a couple people that they motivated me to make it, especially this question here. This is from Virutu. He says, "Hi Yash, I have a question about transcending the desire to PMO in any form of edging permanently." Okay, that's a good inspiration. This should be our attitude. The PMO, one can let go of that. You can permanently get rid of that without a lot of difficulty. If somebody's a real sex addict, though, that also can be difficult, And therefore, I suggest 12-step programs because they can help with that. But now, you want to transcend any form of edging. I see this as a ever evolving kind of process. Now, edging in terms of like when you're masturbating but you don't orgasm, that you can stop doing. But now edging when it comes to females, like you don't want to have any more feeling to be, you don't want to feel this something inside move if you see a female. You don't want to, like, whoa. That's going to take a little bit. That's because what we're doing here, this is real alchemy, what we're doing. And we're transcending biological instincts. You see, India is full of ashrams of people trying to do this. And when you're young, I've said it before, the life force is really strong because God put it like that so that you can, otherwise we wouldn't mate. We just, the generation would be finished and the population would be finished. So you're looking to transcend something very deep, the second strongest instinct. Now, the stopping masturbation and porn and all that, yeah, I mean, that's low vibrational and we can stop that. But when we're talking about transcending, because you're saying you want any form of edging, so you don't even really want it, well, I take it to this level. If you don't even want it to really register when you see a girl, like, well, that's a girl, or she's, that's pretty, and to feel kind of this pull. See, you got to be okay with feeling the pull. It's not about not feeling the pull. It's about you feel the pull, but you're cool. It's like, oh, okay, I'm in this human virtual suit, and this is part of the software. When I see a female, I feel a little pull. It's okay. Especially if there's some matching, if there's some chemistry there. Otherwise, we wouldn't meet anyone either, This pull is kind of like karmic tendencies that are kind of drawing us to meet. We're supposed to meet. It might be destiny that we're going to meet. But maybe you're referring more, that's the most subtlest level, that kind of thing. Don't worry about that. Like, that's okay. Maybe you're talking more about you don't want to objectify women. You don't want to feel the energy go down. And then when you see a girl, and you don't want to start having any sexual fantasies and stuff. Maybe you're talking about that. Yeah, you can let go of that, but you gotta chill. Like, you gotta allow this evolutionary process to take place. Unless somebody's asexual, which means they just never really had much of a strong sexual compulsion or tendency from the beginning. Unless you're like that, of course, you wouldn't be watching the videos. Those people are like, what are you guys talking about? Just who cares about sex and all that? Those are exceptions. But if you have a strong sexual instinct and this sex center is virile and it's healthy, by the way, but you just want to tame it, you want it to calm more, then this is what the channel's for. That's one of the reasons. The main thing the channel's for is to recognize who we are beyond this biology. This is the thing. This stuff's so deep, you gotta go beyond it. You gotta realize that we're consciousness. That consciousness doesn't have biology. So I gotta make a video on how when we're more balanced, this machine, then it's easier to recognize this consciousness. It's like things are balanced and they're quiet, so it's like, oh yeah, I'm consciousness actually. You see, it's easier. But it's like the chicken, what came first, chicken or the egg? Like, to get balanced, we need grace, which is the consciousness, the pure source. We need power from that, but to get power from that, we got to also be balanced. That's why I say do both. I'm all about cleaning our life up in our mind and getting rid of these tendencies, not because it's a moral thing, but getting rid of these negative tendencies because they just keep us imbalanced. And then we have access to this greater power when we're more balanced. So when you have access to this greater power that's in you, these tendencies to edge, they're not going to be so strong. You see, the tendencies to edge come because the power, the energy, our life force, it's going down. So then it activates, you can say, the sexual apparatus. When that happens, the mind gets involved, you see, because this current, it gets a little excited, and then the mind comes. I can help you with that, and then it'll give a list of things we can do, porn or fantasies, or let's go get some female attraction or whatever. So see, when a girl looks at you, when you're in that state, the energy is down, or it goes down, and then it gets activated, and then you start having these sexual thoughts. When the energy's more up and a girl looks at you, you can feel more, you're perceiving her more from a higher place. You can say the heart chakra. and you see, you appreciate God's creation, you appreciate women. You know, it's like, whoa, that's cool. It's a nice woman. And you feel that feminine energy, and it has a sense of balance in your field because you're a guy and we're half of the whole. They feel the same thing. Masculine energy kind of grounds them, you know, because this is the play of opposites and duality. So how to get this energy more up? See, you can't do it as you, because you say I didn't even finish reading your question yet because there's so much here. See, I like good questions. You know, these are better than somebody asking me like, do I dye my hair? How old am I? I don't dye my hair, by the way. It's just my beard and hair have their own world. You know, my beard wants to. It's like I have natural highlights. My beard wants to be a little gray or white, and my hair is like, nah, I'm gonna stay light brown. I don't know, but no, I don't. I won't dye my hair ever. I just don't feel that. If you dye your hair, it's cool. But anyway, let's get to the. See, I like questions like this. This is a real question. This is like a question like. See, you're going to be okay. Otherwise, you wouldn't ask this question. See, somebody asks a question like this. This is coming from something deep. It's not coming from your mind. You're not just curious, like, oh, how can I be free? No, I can feel the energy that you really want to be free of this. That's sufficient in itself. You will be free at some point. You got to allow some space and time for this natural evolutionary process to do its thing. You can't just. This is how things work on this level. The real consciousness is not involved in this. It's watching you as this human construct evolve. That's the game. You have to pay more attention to the consciousness. This is a spiritual practice. Just aren't you aware when you're saying like I want to be free, like I really want to be free, I need to, like this sucks, you know? And relatively speaking, yeah, it does for the human self. But aren't you aware that there's something beyond that? Like when you're saying, man, I'd really want to be free of that, are you aware of this background space or consciousness that this person, this human construct is saying, man, I really want to be free? You have to be. I'm sure you can be somewhat aware of that. So we got to do both. You just start to pay more attention to this consciousness, to this sense of just being or presence. At the same time, we still work towards evolving this human self. It's both. You got to do both. And then you let time take its course, man, and you'll just be free when you're free. It doesn't really You see, when we're free, it doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter when we weren't free, because we're free. It's like a dream, you know. You're already free as consciousness, but it's like the human construct hasn't caught up with that yet. But it's just a matter of time. But time don't really exist in the sense that once you're free, like I said, it doesn't matter anymore. If the consciousness is already free, what difference does it make how long the human construct takes to catch up with it? This is what I'm trying to say. The difference is the experience we have in this human vehicle. We can enjoy, you can say, a sense of balance more when we are free. Hence the urge to be free. So I understand. Let me keep going though. Did I cut myself off when I was saying something though? Because we were talking about how the energy, when it's naturally, the life force is flowing more up, when it's not so down, when it's more up, when it's flowing, it's just flowing. It's not like up or down, it's just flowing. This is how we got to be. Then the edging tendencies won't be so strong. Okay? So how to do that? Spiritual practice, keep checking in that your consciousness as much as you can, at the same time balance the body. Balance the body via diet. The cleaner, lighter, easy to digest foods I eat, the less pressure it puts on my nervous system. Nervous system's more strong. This is important. Also, it's less heavy for the mind. When things are heavy, when the nervous system has to spend a lot of energy on something, either digesting food, it's stress, period. Being in stressful situations, being around company that's taking your energy, working in jobs that don't match, although sometimes we have to do that. It creates stress. When there's stress, the nervous system's weaker. It's combating the stress, and so the life force it gets blocked. It's not flowing so freely. So then these lower tendencies have a chance to be activated more easily, because it's like a subconscious way to escape from this stress, you know. And then the mind gets involved and gives us ideas on how to escape from it. So this whole thing, this is what I mean. This is alchemy. That has to be transformed via good diet. Just try to make your life as not stressful. Okay, is what you do. And then at the same time, you have a spiritual practice that's constantly bringing your attention inside. And at the same time, you chill. You give yourself space and time for this evolutionary process to happen. See, when we're young, man, you got to have grace helping you. It's too strong. It's too strong, especially the edging. The PMO you can give up. The edging, man, that's strong stuff to give up, especially when you're younger. Now, if you feel your destiny is to get married, that could help you, you know. Some of our destinies, like my destiny wasn't to get married, but a lot of people are. That will help you, especially if you're already like you're already tuned on spiritual level. So when you get married, then you would be focused only on her, and you guys would help each other channel the energy. I don't know what your destiny is, though. I don't know if you want to get married. And even if you do want to get married, the answer isn't like, okay, let me grab a girl right now to get married so that I'm free of this. Like, we still have to let things unfold, you know. When you channel, see, when we're young, like I said, this energy is really virile. God has to do like that, because when we're young, that's when we're going out and we're going to carve some kind of life for ourselves, and if we get married and have kids, we need energy to take care of the babies and all that. So our life force is really strong. You got to spend that energy. If you don't spend it, it's like it starts eating us up from the inside out. Or we start spending it in a negative way. So we got to spend it in a positive way, either like through some sport or some creative activity. And as you do your spiritual practice, you'll be more intuitive. It will guide you. Intuition is consciousness speaking through you, speaking to this human self, See, because consciousness doesn't have a body or any quality or anything. It's just so pure. So it creates the faculty of intuition. And intuition speaks to us it via some inner feeling or some intuitive thought, but it doesn't come with a lot of excitement and restlessness like thoughts from the mind. Intuition's chill. It just kind of nudges us to do, go this way or that way. So that will guide you on what activity, what way you can channel this energy. See, when we can't just lay around all day. If we just lay around all day, we're gonna be in trouble. We're gonna end up back into PMO or outside trying to edge and lust on women. We got to have some activity, run track, or working out. I don't know. Everybody's so obsessed with that. The problem with that is you get into this vanity thing. Always looking in the mirror. Yeah, I used to do that, and so it's cool. Workout. I like body weight exercises, and I work out in my home. I don't like to go to the gym. So working out's cool, but it's some creative thing though, where make videos, something like that, where you're spending your energy it's alchemizing your energy. You're doing something positive that matches to your constitution, and you're helping others on top of that. That's karma yoga. That makes our energies more sattvic, more equilibrium. See, if you just work out all the time, again, that can activate ego and put you more deep into female lust and attraction. So let intuition guide you on what to do. There's all kinds of things, You can volunteer. I don't know. I used to sit with old people in these convalescent homes when I was 22. I tried a bunch of different things, all these different things, because I knew somehow, I didn't have videos to watch or books, but I knew, like, I got too much energy. I need to start transforming this and channeling this, because otherwise my mind's going to take it and make me do, stupid stuff. I didn't want to do that. So channeling the energy is really important. Focus on that. Focus on the other aspects of your life, getting that balance, like I keep saying, and focus on the spiritual practice. And just don't waste your time and energy watching movies, violent movies or sexual movies, or hanging around company that's just taking your energy, or talking low level. Look and really comb through your life and see how you can make it better. Make it better meaning high vibrational, and that will give you energy. When you get higher vibration, you're less prone to acting out in lower vibration. Everything's about frequency. If you're on this frequency, then you're not going to really be subject to going into a lower frequency. You're on it's like that. It just doesn't make any sense. You don't like, oh, these people are stupid. No, you just like, no, I'm good, man. Like I'm doing my thing. It just comes natural. So we got to get on that higher frequency. Let me finish your letter. All right. If I repress the desire consciously, then sooner or later, the desire to edge or PMO, if I repress that, sooner or later I end up relapsing. Yeah, of course, because it's repression. It's holding the spring down. It's not sublimation. It's not being alchemized. So yeah, good you know that. So do what I'm suggesting to you, and then it'll get alchemized. And if you relapse, that's another thing. If you relapse, man, this is part of the deal. There's gold or pearls to be found in dirt if we got the eyes to see it. Relapse, you get information, you get wisdom, you learn, but be conscious. If people relapse, be conscious when you're doing it. I made a video, how to stop masturbating. Be conscious. Be very conscious, just as conscious as you can. Don't check out and go to sleep, when you do certain things. Taste this whole experience you're having when you're doing things, positive or negative, but we're talking about this. When you're edging, when you're doing, when you're macking a girl, you're trying to get attention or something. Watch yourself do that at the same time. Go ahead and do it, right? Because you can't help it at that moment, but watch yourself do it. See, it's all about consciousness. When we're really conscious, can't do something unconscious. So it's all about consciousness. This is the main key. And then putting your life together, having a full spectrum, healthy lifestyle, with spiritual continuity, that makes being conscious more easy because the mind's less dull, it's less tamsic, it's less dross on it. It's more sharp, so you can just be conscious. You can say, okay, like I'm conscious right now. This girl's looking at me. Oh, I like that look. Hey, but I'm watching myself though. Huh, I look stupid. I'm enjoying. Like I want her to do it more. So then something like breaks. It's like, and then I'm just go back to normal. You're like, hey, how you doing? It's not this, yeah. Hi. You see, be conscious. All right. So if I repress the desire consciously, sooner or later I end up relapsing. Or it gets me in my dream, resulting in a wet dream. Yeah, you see, you're doing good introspection. This is exactly what happens. Exactly. Every 5 days or less. Yep. It gets me in my dream. So, repression isn't a permanent solution. No, it's not. And I just cannot pick the way of jerking till I puke and then transcend it. Yeah, I know. You won't. You won't because you can't. You're too conscious, see? You're saying like you can't do that. So you're not going to do it. I wanted to ask, what can I do to overcome this once and for all without indulging in it? So I think I shared that, which you can do. I would just let go of this. I know it feels very noble and it's a natural. Not many people are going to give you any slack for this when you say, I really want to overcome it. They're going to be like, yeah, man, me too. That's good. But chill a little bit. Because this wanting to overcome, like I got to do this, it creates more stress and can make a relapse more frequent. Remember, this I self that's wanting to overcome it, it don't really have the power to overcome it. This deeper power within you has the power to overcome it. The more you realize, or the less you revere this human self, the more you can kind of like just put it in the background somewhere, the more that this greater, higher power you're going to have access to. It's going to start to shine through. That doesn't need to overcome, or it doesn't even think about it. It doesn't worry about it. It's just it is what it is. It's not worrying about it. This human self is the one that has all these things it's got to overcome and do this and that, and it's cool. Like that's what we signed up for. So try to realize more this greater you that's in you, and pay less attention to this human you, and don't stress so much about the relapse. By stressing and saying, oh, I really don't want to relapse, that really don't help not relapsing. Okay, you probably relapse more. You just kind of chill. You're like, yeah, okay. See, it's hard people hear. This is how I did it. This is why I'm sharing. Like I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing the best I can. I don't want to relapse. At the same time, but if I relapse, man. It's like that, And so you just kind of chill about it. It's a paradox. So the mind can't understand that. You have to intuitively understand what I'm saying. If someone's trying to listen to that through the mind, they'll just think, well, what are you talking about? You're giving them permission to relapse. It's like, I understand, man. So I think I went over everything. Yeah. That's what you should do. I hope that helped you. Let me know. And anyone else, let me know if you had any questions about that. It's a good topic, This is a real question that everybody's facing, but he actually wrote the letter. Talk to you soon.